All right, Kevin, the Gophers this week. What have you seen on film from this team?
It's like I feel it's the same system that they've been running. I think they got some new coordinators there this year, but at the end of the day, they're big up front. They have a trio of running backs that they've kind of been rotating through there that are able to run the football. They got a really big tight end as one of their top targets, and then they have some good skill on the edges. So I think it's a very well-rounded, well-balanced offense. They want to ground and pound and try to eat up all the clock and the possessions as much as they can. But I think the quarterback for them is a good manager of what they do. He's got some good touch on certain passes that he throws, and there's always the challenges. But I think for us this week, we have to be. It's going to be a physical game. I think we got to be ready to roll with stopping the run and then reacting to the play action passes and everything else that they like to do.
Take away the first 2 drives last week. You got to be pretty pleased with that performance.
Yeah, I mean, you never. There's a lot of stuff we could have done better, but I think with where our guys are at, we played physical. I think our guys have bought into like the physicality of how we approach defense and to hold a really good football team to stopping the run was a big key for us, and we did that. By and large, that one run, the explosive run that hurt us, but. To take away their 2 guys that were and they are great players. I thought we did a good job of tackling, but now we got to do both sides of it. You can't just stop the run; you got to stop the pass too. But no, I was happy with certain aspects of that part. But everything like every week you come back and say, guys, this is we've got to get this, and we fix that, and then something else. So now again, it's just building that consistency with him. All right, not just playing 2 quarters like this week. We got to play 4 quarters. Right? Can we string together 4 quarters of consecutive football, where there's no busts or there's no big plays for touchdowns, and because I don't care if we play 80 snaps and 79 of them are unbelievable. That one snap that's a touchdown is the difference between winning and losing. So that's where we're trying to keep building that part of our defense out.
Michigan had a big pass play down the sideline that got down inside the 5. It looked like there was a receiver on the outside that wasn't even covered, and I don't remember who it was, but it seemed like somebody noticed late and got over there and was late getting over there.
Yeah, it was the back that motioned out. It was something that they had not shown in that personnel grouping, and it was a heavier. They were big people with 2 tailbacks in the game, so they got us in a mismatch on that one. That obviously we had to correct, and we did. So, but yeah, I mean, once we got them out there, we just got to have some help from our safety to help over the top, but. That wasn't the ideal situation to be in for my linebacker, for sure.
Coach Walters talked about some younger guys maybe easing on the field more down the stretch if they've earned the time. One guy, Zion Steptoe, you talk about him, made the move from receiver to cornerback. I guess he did get some snaps Saturday. Can you talk about him?
He did. Zion, is a guy that was playing wide receiver for the first, almost 10 months since we've been here. And, over the past month, he's kind of transitioned over to the defensive side of the ball, and there's certain aspects of his game that you love. He's quick. He's got good ball skills from coming over from wide receiver, and he's a sponge right now. He's taking coaching. He's coachable. He wants to get really good, and he's got these skill sets where they're going to transfer over to what we do, playing a lot of man technique, and he's quick. He's fast. So now it's just learning that position. And I think he's going to have a different. He's got a different mindset to him because he understands route running after being a receiver. So that's going to help him in his learning process. What's the stem of a receiver mean? Well, he already knows that, but he's been awesome. He's always like up with Coach Carter trying to learn this stuff, up with Coach O'Brien trying to learn this thing, and I think he's going to help us in the future.
Coach Walters mentioned treating these last 3 games like a new season. What are you looking for in the last 3 games out of your guys?
I think, like I mentioned earlier, if we can string together just consistency in 4 quarters of football, all right, that's going to show us that our guys are improving, and I think the leadership has to continue to grow. A lot of our younger players are our leaders right now, so to see what they can do and how they're going to treat this team as they move forward, I'll be anxious to see that, and just their leadership styles and how they're going to go about encouraging or getting after certain guys, so. But a lot of guys that are seniors on this team, they still deserve to have a great send-off, and I think that's what everybody needs to realize too. That hey, we've got to play for these guys that their days are numbered here, and I just want to see consistency. That's all.
You've been around a lot of teams. Do these last 3 games can that carry over into the off season and
Absolutely.
start next season?
Absolutely. It's go back to my high school or college, whatever, primacy and recency. You're going to remember the most recent. You know, so it's always a good catapult into the off season, whether it's a bowl game, whether it's the end of the year. If you can kind of kick off that off season with a win or anything under your belt where you had success, it's always going to be a great. It's a better feeling to last you for the next 8 months. You know, so but yeah, I absolutely want to end the season the right way.